Now that we've got a couple of books added to our iTunes and created in a books playlist and transferred to our iPod Nanos, let's take a look at adding more books and just making sure that we understand the steps to adding those books into our iTunes library, moving them to a playlist, and then syncing that playlist into our iPod Nanos. I've kind of taken a shortcut here. I've added one more book into my iTunes library. I simply put the CD in, and when it brought up the window that said, "What do you want to import?" I clicked on the file with the audio recording and then clicked it import, and the result is an album, which you can see right here, called the Polar Express. While the Polar Express has no album artwork, it does have the audio file. So what I need to do is I need to do a couple of things. The first thing I need to do is add the artwork to the album. I'm going to go out to my web browser and I'm going to search for Polar Express and get an image that I can use. So I'll just click on any one of these and download that to my desktop. I've actually already taken that step, so I'm going to sneak back to my iTunes. I'm going to click once on my album, and I'm going to do Command I to get info about that album. It says no artwork is available, so what I want to do is click on the artwork button at the top. Now that I have the artwork open, I can click Add, and I can navigate to the picture. The picture that I have is actually on my desktop, so I'm going to click Desktop, and there's Polar Express, and I can click Open, and now that image is there for me. When I click OK, now that album has the artwork that I want. The next step is to add this album to my playlist of books that we created already the first time we did this. So I'm just going to drag that album over to the books playlist. I will let go, and it's moved in there. Let's just double check. Click on books, the Polar Express is there. Now it's time to sync the iPod. So what we can do is click on the iPod, and I have an iPod Touch, but it works exactly the same way. Because we've already done this once, everything is ready for us. So just double check. I'm on Music. I've clicked Sync Music, selected Playlists. I have the Books playlist selected. So I just come down to the bottom right-hand corner of my window and click Sync. And you can see up at the top now it says it's preparing to sync, and it's going to go ahead and copy that Polar Express book over to my iPod. And then when that is done, it'll pop up and it'll say the iPod sync is complete and it's okay to disconnect. So now I've just added another book to my iPod. You can complete this process as many times as you want to get as many books on your iPod Nano as you want your students to have available. One caution I would make is the more books you put on your iPod Nano, the harder it might be for your students to find them if there's too many icons. So just be aware of that. Maybe don't add too many books at a time. You can also, just one last note, you can also remove books from your book playlist and then resync your iPod, and that will remove them from the iPod as well as the books playlist. It doesn't take them out of your library in general. It just removes them from that playlist, so the next time you go to sync, it will take those books off of your iPod Nano. So just a tip that you might want to think about so that you don't have too many books on your Nano at one time. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.